Hello, I'm Angel, and welcome to my channel, or welcome back if you're a subscriber. Today, I'm talking about building a professional wardrobe. So let's get to it. I never really had to consider building a professional wardrobe while I was on active duty because I was issued a uniform and I wore the uniform. Whatever the uniform of the day was, that's what I wore. And when I was off duty, I just wore whatever sparked my interest. Shopping was kind of a thing that I did randomly. There was no real strategy, no rhyme or reason to what I was wearing. And when I separated from the military and became a college student, I would sit in class all day and I would see my classmates wearing basically pajamas, and I was like, I'm not gonna wear pajamas. But I did wear a lot of yoga pants and t-shirts. I did that for about a year and a half until the professor that was gonna become my master's advisor said, Angel, you should really consider dressing more professionally. And I was like, I knew that that was something that I was gonna have to do. I just didn't know when I was gonna have to do it. And I thought, I'm just gonna kick this can down the road for as long as possible. And apparently, as long as possible was a year and a half. The first thing I did was I went home and I took all of my clothing out of my closets and out of my dresser drawers. I looked at what I had on hand. Everything that looked professional to me, I tried it on. If it fit, I hung it up and I put it in the closet. If it didn't fit, I donated it. And anything that I considered casual clothing, I folded up and put in my dresser drawers. Then I said to myself, I'm going to wear professional clothing on the days that I have classes with this professor, because I wasn't sure how I was going to get into the habit of dressing professionally if I had enough clothes to dress professionally every day that I had class. But I definitely wanted to start making an effort, and I wanted the person who had advised me to make that effort to be the first person to see that I was making said effort. I laid out my outfits, I took pictures of them, and then I put those pictures on the calendar that I was putting inside my journal. I do bullet journaling, and that helped keep me on track for everything, including what I was gonna dress professionally in for the month. At the end of the day, when I would come home, I would look at the clothes and I would say, is this an outfit that I would wear again? And sometimes it was, yes, this is an outfit I will wear again. This is absolutely a combination I would wear again. And other times it was like, if it wasn't a yes, it was a or no. I asked myself why, and I tried to be as specific as possible. Through this process, I discovered that I don't like wearing bare-armed tops. I like skirts that are slightly above the knee. I don't like patterned skirts, but I do like pants that have patterns, and I also don't mind dresses that are patterned all the way down. I also realized that I do like flats, and I only like heels that's heel is about the length of my pinky. Once I decided that I didn't like something and I had very specific reasons why I didn't like that item and why I wouldn't wear it again or was unlikely to wear it again, I donated those items, which was really kind of sad because some of those things, obviously I hadn't worn them very often, so there was a little bit of guilt associated. Then I went about choosing a fashion icon or icons. My fashion icons are Jackie Kennedy and Audrey Hepburn because they have a classic style. And I learned that there is a difference between fashion and style. Fashion is trend. Fashion is when you can look at a picture and you can say, that is from the 50s or that is from the 80s. Style is something that transcends time, and there are classic silhouettes that are always going to be in style. Then I chose my color palette. As I said no to many things and got rid of them, I needed to replace them because I couldn't just go through life with one pair of pants and one top. So I needed to be able to shop intentionally and buy things that I was actually going to wear. And the color palette helped me eliminate things that I was going to buy and not wear as often. So I chose my colors. My primary palette, if you've been watching this channel for any length of time, you know, blue, black, gray, white, and then in the spring and fall, I do work in some tans, yellow, and green. Those are my colors. And I do have other colors that I will wear. Typically, some pattern dresses will be different colors. I have a couple of things in my wardrobe that are items from before I established my color palette that I just really enjoy having. Every spring, pastels are back. They kind of take a little bit of a slumber through the winter, and then in the spring, they all come back out. Sometimes there are specific colors that are very trendy, but basically any pastel seems to be acceptable. Before I started my color palette, I would buy things like this. This is a silk hand-painted scarf that I picked up when I was in Kyrgyzstan, my first trip to Kyrgyzstan. And I don't know if it's coming up on camera very well, but it's a lovely lavender. And it just has some lilies painted on it, and there's some gold accenting on there too. Lavender is not one of my colors. It's not something that I wear very often, but in the springtime, I just pop this accessory out and I feel like, ooh, something new, something special. And I think it adds a little variety to my outfits and my wardrobe. I started watching a lot of stylist YouTube videos. I'll link to a couple of my favorites down below. A lot of them offer what they call a wardrobe basics checklist. This is game-changing. They have a list of the items that any wardrobe needs in order to have a very versatile wardrobe, and it's great. That with my color palette and my style clearly defined, it makes shopping so much easier. Now I don't just go randomly shopping for things. I go with a purpose. I'm like, hey, I need a pair of black ankle length trousers with belt loops. And then I go to the store and anything that isn't black is automatically eliminated. I don't have to go through the racks to see things. No, because it's a very prominent color, it just stands out, and everything else just sort of fades to the back. When I first started looking for these basics, I went to thrift stores and consignment shops because I didn't want to pay a lot of money for things that I still wasn't sure if this was gonna work out for me. And that's how I started filling in my wardrobe. And it works out pretty well. I'm petite, so just about everything I buy has to be altered in skirts, dresses, pants. So there's a little bit of an investment when it comes to alterations, but that investment is paying off if I'm actually wearing the clothing. There are still things that I need, but I'm not in a rush to go out and buy them because I wear a uniform to work. A large part of my wardrobe is just worn on my days off, which isn't a bad thing, but if I'm doing something on my days off that requires me to get a little bit dirty, I'm not gonna wear my cashmere sweater on those days, but I still wanna have that cashmere sweater And sometimes when I'm just sitting at home reading, I'll go ahead and put it on because it feels fantastic. Like I'm living a life of luxury, even though I'm just sitting on the couch reading a book. One of the items on the checklist that I had not bought was an LVD. And recently I realized I needed one and went out. I went to 3 different stores and I knew that I needed something that was not for just evening time, so nothing with sequins. I knew that I didn't want lace. I knew that it couldn't be a casual fabric, so no like dark denim wash. And I went to 3 different stores and I tried on 3 dresses, and I think it took about an hour and a half to get my dress. And that is pretty fast for me, considering I tried on 3 different dresses. So I hope this video was of help to you. If you are struggling to build a professional wardrobe, leave a comment down below. We can help each other out. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.